Philly Jams 95.3, Indie 101.5, and Mixed Talk Media. And I'm available anywhere that you listen to podcasts, okay, and your radio shows. So get on it, okay? Let's do this. I love to connect with you and promote what you got going on. Let's get it. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on the Blueprint Live, visit thebpmediacode.com today. Hey y'all, welcome back to another week of the Blueprint Live with your girl MzMetchi. Brought to you by Philly 101.5 and Indie 95.3 and Fluent Radio. Shout out to our partners, Be Your Own Kind and Ms. Z with the T, honey. And thank you to our amazing sponsors, Tax Strategy, Black Dollar Days, Fiya Infusions, and last but not least, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Okay, tune in every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time and at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in Philly. All right, y'all, it's showtime. Let's get it.
Yo, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I know what you should be doing. I'm the pride of the Eastside DJ M.H. Tutter, and you need to tune into the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi.
What it do? Your favorite cousin Young Jock checking in, and right now you're tuned into the Blueprint Live with my favorite MzMetchi, all right? Hey man, you know what it is. Keep doing what you're doing and keep it right here. Chill.
What's happening in? What's happening in? Oh, it's about $2, Fabo. Bankhead, Fabo. Oh, hey man, check this out. I want y'all to tune in right now to the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi, and I want you to tune in every Thursday at 6:30 Central Time. Oh, Fabo!
Hey y'all. I'm just finna jam real quick. Had a long day, true and not. Since you went away, you ain't moving right. Shy's Up. The album is out now. In case y'all didn't know. Wait, because see, I'll have a whole listening party with y'all. Y'all know they're my brothers, okay? Welcome back to another week of the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi, and I am so excited about tonight's show. Y'all just wait to, I took a week off, but y'all know that I try to bring you the heat whenever I take a break and I have to come back. And tonight, oh, baby, the show is on fire, okay? It's on fire. Welcome back. If you like the song that I opened up to tonight, that was Beautiful Life by Chai's Up, Seven Lee, Fitz the CEO, and Mac Millie, okay? If you all didn't know, Go Ill came out. It's been a few weeks now, okay? It should be on your playlist. I don't know why it's not on your playlist, okay? Shout out to all my listeners that are tuning in with me via Facebook and YouTube tonight. And for those that tune in on Fluent Radio, Philly Jams 95.3 and Indie 101.5. Okay, if you all don't know, the Blueprint Live, you can catch me with my radio partners every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? And of course, the Blueprint Live is going to be available on all of the platforms. So whether it is YouTube, YouTube, Spotify, okay, iHeart, all of that, you can definitely catch the show if you miss any segment for tonight. Now, you shouldn't be missing it because, baby, I got two guests tonight. My first one, I got to get my good sis on, okay? I got to get her on. Look, when you got very important people, you gotta get them on the show, okay? And I'm really, really excited tonight. I have Dr. Chakika Williams joining me, okay? Better known as Dr. Kiki for those that don't know her, okay? One of my sisters, and just if you all don't know this woman, I think that after tonight, when we chat with her, she's definitely going to be someone that you need to get to know, and then you got to get over to her, okay? So we're going to learn a little bit more about everything with Dr. Kiki tonight. If you're interested in advertising with me, please make sure that you go to the bpmediacode.com or visit MzMetchi.com for more information. I'd love to promote you and everything that you all have going on, okay? And, speaking of which, all of that is made possible by my amazing sponsors, okay? Shout out to Live Long Health, Paris Ice Bar, and Fire Infusions. I want to remind you all that if you reach out to any of my sponsors and you mention promo code Blueprint, there are some special savings and things that are in store for you if you mention that code, okay? Definitely with Live Long Health, she's got some specials and things going on right now. So please go ahead. After tonight, everything and everyone that I mentioned will be hyperlinked in the text for the video. Please go and make sure that you are following everyone that's mentioned tonight if you haven't already. Get in tune, okay? Get in tune. Now tonight, I told you all we have Dr. Kiki coming on. And I have my other guest, Catherine McNeil, that's going to be joining us a little bit later on. But for the topic, this has been coming up and it's been a recurring thing. So I want to talk about this tonight. In terms of with body goals, are you all for enhancements, medical health, or taking the natural path? I want to know what's your take on it, because I've been hearing, I try to keep my ear glued to the streets. And I hear some varying things. So I'm going to share my thoughts, and I'm definitely looking forward to hearing some of yours. So make sure that if you join in for the conversation, at least for our topic of the night. Hey, Tracy, how you doing, girl? Thank y'all so much, everyone that is tuning in with us. I think now is a really good time. I want to go ahead and bring in Dr. Kiki. Okay, first off, but before we do that, okay, Dr. Chakika Williams. Okay, she is the CEO and the founder of Sky Rose. Okay, this is a rejuvenation spa. It is a medical center. Okay, she has an academy. Baby, the list goes on, but I want to bring her on so that you can hear from her yourself. Dr. Kiki, everyone. Hey.
Hey sis, how are you?
I am so good. How are you today?
I am good. I am blessed. I cannot complain.
Absolutely. Now, this has been a long time coming.
It has.
Because we first off, now for those that don't know, I said she's my sister. If you all don't remember, we all came in with the class 7 for the Black Women Professionals League.
7.
Let me tell you, Dr. Kiki, when I hadn't had a chance to really talk to you in depth until after our induction. But when they read your introduction about all the things that you do, I need you to know that, like, for real, the Black girl magic was all on you, sis.
Thank you.
All on you. So, I've been giving them a little bit of a briefing all week of, to let them know a little bit about you. And I just want to know if you can kind of take us on a journey. I always try to take everyone that listens in on a journey. Can you tell us about Dr. Kiki's early days?
So I always start with that I am born and raised south side of Chicago. So I'm a Southsider, teen mom. I had my first son at 17. So that kind of like set the trajectory for what I needed to do, because I didn't know what I wanted to do coming out of high school, being a teen mom. I was my senior year, but I knew I had to do something. And with that happening, my grandmother going through a quadruple bypass, being involved with her healthcare, that's kind of what set me on a healthcare path. And so I just kind of like, if there's a place that's going to be able to give me this gratification from people, then that's the career that I need to be in. Started in healthcare, was a nurse, got my BSN, went back out of double masters. The doctorate is personal. That's just something that I wanted for myself.
That's right.
So I'm a double boarded family nurse practitioner, and I'm also a psych mental health nurse practitioner. So it just kind of started with the desire and the passion to help others feel beautiful. As a young girl, I kind of suffer with low self-esteem myself. Being, back then you have the complexion thing, the dark skin girl. So it was just kind of like those things as a young girl. So it was just kind of like I've always had like some sort of self-consciousness. So being able to provide a refuge now for women and be able to, and men,
That's right. Can't forget about them. They don't want to be forgotten about.
But being able to build and instill confidence back into them, and being bedside, but then coming over to this side, it's a totally different ball game, because the clients here, they want to see me. They are going to be compliant. They leave with joy. They leave with smiles. I have clients cry in my seat. Whereas bedside, it was a little bit, more pulling teeth to get them to take their medications and stuff like that. So just having this career where I'm able to pretty much make a difference in someone's life. So I've always been a go-getter, though. I've always first child, first daughter, first granddaughter, first everything. I did like this whole bio dump a couple of months ago, and we broke my life up into quadrants. And so what she identified as my first quadrant was I was the first, like, you know, first everything. And my second quadrant was second to none because I didn't give up and things like it was just cute how she kind of labeled out my quadrants. But yeah, I was first everything. I ran track in grammar school, first place. I have so many medals. I'm very competitive. I'm very competitive, and I don't
like if I start, I gotta finish and be the first.
Like, and entrepreneurship is one of those things that's not easy, but I'm not gonna give up either. So it's just
they say same first everything.
Absolutely. Hey. So I've always been the go-to person in a lot of my friend groups, a lot of some of my family in general, because I'm again the oldest on both sides of my family. So it's always been a lot on my shoulders too. So it's like I feel like I can't fail because I have so many people dependent on me. So that kind of pushes me as well.
Now, you know, I happen to have a lot of family members and friends that are also, you know, in the nursing field. They're in healthcare, and you talk about starting as far as on the bedside. Can you speak a little bit about that moment where you knew that you kind of wanted to transition and, you know, to kind of go to something else? Because I know that that's a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah. So my background is actually home care. Home health. Okay. So I used to go into the homes and care for them in their homes. But it was 2019. I went to this fashion show. It was a nurse who was doing a fashion show. She was actually my first mentor, and she was hosting an informational about businessship, entrepreneurship, and leadership. Okay. I knew I wanted to open a private practice to just fill the gap in our community when it comes to providers that look like us for our people. That's always been my niche. And so, but I also wanted to offer Botox to my clients for medical indications, because a lot of people think Botox is just for smoothing of the skin, but we treat it for migraines, excessive sweating, TMJ pain, like all of that. So in that moment in her informational, I was, you know, a light bulb came on. And so I signed up for her mentorship to just get more information on what I needed to do when it came to starting my business when I was ready. So I wasn't ready, but I didn't know what I was signing up for. So I'm meeting with her every month, and we're going through all these steps. She got me completing this. I'm opening this. I'm doing this. And 6 months later, my Rose was born. So it was just kind of like it happened. And I'm like, oh, I got a whole business.
Right. Like I wasn't even in it for all of this, and now here we are.
and here we were. And so I really appreciate her for that. But yeah, it just kind of like it ended up intertwining because I wanted to do, like I said, a private practice for medical. I ended up collabing with a psych doctor who was looking for a nurse to inject in her location. And then I was in a psych program. So it kind of like just made sense for us to mesh. But that's kind of how I got started. And then when I learned about Botox for medical, I had to learn about it for aesthetics. So once that door opened and showed me like how I can use it on the aesthetic side, it was really intriguing. And I just went head first, and I've been forefront ever since.
I love that. And then can you share a little bit, Dr. Kiki, about some of the services that you do offer, just for anyone that's tuning in and that may want to
So we pride ourselves in being a one-stop shop for all things health, wellness, and beauty. And what that means is, because I'm a family nurse practitioner, I do primary care. So blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, physicals for your kids, physicals for work. Because I'm a psych mental health nurse practitioner, I also do psych services on the telemedicine side. And then the wellness part is my med spa. So I do Botox, I do fillers. We offer IV hydration services. We do the B12 energy shots. I do a lot of facials. So microneedling facials, chemical peels, dermaplaning, hydrofacials. And then we do have a weight loss program as well. So we do a lot of weight loss management, body contouring services as well. And we do
that's to help the girlies to stay. Because girlies, if y'all gonna go and get the enhancements, you have to maintain them.
You gotta maintain it. And we also do we have fat dissolving treatment. So a lot of people don't want to go under the knife. And so we do minimally invasive. And what that means is we have actually a service where we inject things that help to basically melt the fat from the inside out. So it's like minimally invasive. So we call it pretty much non-surgical liposuction for the most part, because it's melting the same fat that you would get sucked out. You just don't have to go under.
There's a gentleman here, looks like Dammy. If you want to ask a question, if you would like to ask a question tonight, you can ask a question. He's like going off in the comments, so we want to make sure we get your question asked. But those are a wide range of services, and I think that is so important, honestly, Dr. Kiki, because we don't see a lot of people that look like us that offer some of those range of services that we see. You know, a lot of the times if you type in Botox, you may not see a lot of people that look like us. So, and let me tell you, since I've been seeing the Sky Rose popping up. So
you've been seeing it.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. I'm just like, yes. I'm like, and that's how it's supposed to be. Now, okay, look. Now, when you talked a little bit about Botox. Now, it's some people have their different stigmas about it. Can you, because you spoke on it a little bit, but can you just kind of put to rest some of the things so that our people don't just immediately?
Yep. So one of the biggest myth is Black people don't get Botox. That is the biggest myth possible. My population is 80% African American. I service us more than I service my other counterparts. We're just not as overt as everyone else. We're not walking around like, oh, my overfilled or anything, but we get it. We get it because it's nothing wrong with it. I get it. Right. I do everything in my spa before I bring it to the community. But 80% of my clientele are African American, Hispanic, Middle Eastern. I serve a diverse clientele, but majority of my clients are African American. And I actually was able to identify that when I was kind of going through content of my training academy, and I realized like all of my models that come to basically be models for my training are African American.
I love that. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes,
that's
yes.
Amazing. And now
the other one is that they're going to be frozen. What? That's not true.
What? I've never heard.
Yeah, some people are afraid to give Botox because they feel like they're going to be overdone and frozen. That's an option. If you want the frozen look, we know how to give it to you. But my goal is natural. I specialize in natural full face rebalancing. That's like my forte. You came into my spa asking me to make you look overfilled, I'm turning you away because you're my walking billboard. You're my calling card. So I'm not going to do something that goes against my values because that's what you want. So I don't service everybody if it's against what I represent as Sky Rose. So it's all about who you go to, if they know what they're doing. And if they're just going to be an injector that's just going to give you what you ask for, knowing that it's not going to look right, we don't do that at Sky Rose. So I specialize in enhance your natural beauty and you still look natural. Like I got toxin everywhere in my face, but you can't tell.
Okay, you cannot. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Now, Dammy, he's over here. I don't know what is your question, but if you type the question, we want to get that answered for you. Okay. Now, look, if you can let's talk a little bit about the academy and how if people are looking to open their own spa, how they can get over to you.
Yep. So the academy is still prefixed Sky Rose RCS Medical Aesthetics Academy. And so that is geared towards training other medical professionals. So you have to be at least a registered nurse to take the training because I'm teaching you how to do Botox and fillers. So you're learning how to do injectables. I've actually trained, I'm a national trainer. So I train in all 50 states. I fly, that's why I'm going to New York because I'm training out there this weekend tomorrow. But I've trained all 50 states. I've trained to date probably close to 4,000 professionals and pretty much have some form of putting my hand in their career. I also mentor. So I mentor other providers who want to get into the industry, who want to open up a med spa. I have a 90-day boot camp where we work together from day one all the way into the point of it. What you call it, grand opening. I do that under the academy as well. And then I do just private trainings for the most part. But my main thing is the skills. I'm really big on skills, really big on anatomy, really big on diversity. So teaching you how to assess everybody that you potentially might see. But that's pretty much the academy. And that came, it's 3 years old, going on 4. And since we actually been incepted, we have one, actually, this one right here. That's And we won 3 years in a row. So this is actually the Hall of Fame award. So our academy has won Best Educational Institution the last 3 years. Our spa has won Best Medical Spa in Orland Park the last 3 years.
Girl, wait. Hold on, because like, I want to give them some context. And Dr. Kika, I don't mean to cut you off, sis, but wait. First off, if you do not live out in the Chicagoland area, Orland Park, okay, and I don't think we even need to say it, but for those that are tuning in, if you know, you know.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. If you know, you know. That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And the other we took home the iHeart Brilliantly Black Business Award last year. Yes. So and that's all been in 5.5 years. So like I said, I hit the ground running. Once I'm like, okay, I like this.
Right. Like I'm doing this. Look, I told you when I was literally, I remember because you know what, you went a little bit later when you got on stage at our induction. And when they read it, I was like, sis, like I literally, I probably like belted it out loud. I'm like, oh my goodness. It was so amazing to read about all of those things. And you've accomplished so much since that point too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I really, we have to say the best before I let you go. So speaking of things that are accomplished, I'm excited because you recently made an announcement. So I want to give you the floor to let my listeners know about the big announcement that's coming up later this month.
Yes, I am honored. I am pleased. I am blessed. I will be one of the speakers at the Chicago Women's Expo next month on the main celebrity stage on, not next month, next Sunday, October 27th at 3:30 p.m. is my talk time. It is at the Donald E. Stevenson Convention Center in Rosemont. But it's huge because that is the biggest crowd that I will probably be speaking in front of. It's supposed to be over 3,000 people in attendance. Don't know how many people will actually be at our seminars because there's multiple people speaking, but I have been blessed to speak. And we will be, I say we because I refer to my business as a separate entity, but we will be speaking on self-care from burnt out to balance for the busy professional, the busy moms, the busy entrepreneurs, just kind of strategies to incorporate into your daily practices to take that time for yourself. So that's kind of what I'm going to be talking on Sunday. And it was huge. And then we're also vending. So I'll be there the entire weekend because I'm vending, but I'm speaking on that Sunday at 3:30.
I'm taking it back, girl. That's absolutely amazing. It really, really is. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Well, look, before you leave us tonight, can you just are there any other events or anything that we can support and just let them know how they can follow you as well?
So that's the main event this month. We do have something coming up next month that I'm going to be a vendor at, but I'm still waiting on the logistics of that. But as of right now, the biggest thing, we're trying to get as many women in, men out, just in support of Sky Rose, stopping by our booths, just kind of showing up in numbers. My brand strategist, she called it an SOS. Come and support our sister, SOS. So she's trying to get as many people out there as well. You can follow me on IG at Sky Rose RCS. Dr. Chakika.
I don't know about the other thing that's up there. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's fine. You can follow us on IG at Sky Rose RCS. It's the same for our YouTube at Sky Rose RCS, and Facebook is my name, Chakika Williams. As I mentioned, we are located in Orland Park. We're 9505 West 142nd Street, and our website is www.skyrosercs.org. Yes,
Dr. Kiki, girl, you are Black Girl Magic. Do you understand? Like it's you. It is you. It's like you need to bottle it up and sell it. Okay, that's what it is.
I like that.
Absolutely, but no, I'm really, really happy for everything that's coming up. And I, personally, look, we got to get the girls together. And we ride at dawn to Rosemont next week.
And I will definitely be dropping a link to MzMetchi for anyone who is interested in coming. We do have a link where you actually can receive complimentary tickets. So if you are interested, stay tuned. She will be having that link. Just fill it out. You can select if you want to come both days or just come. I would prefer you come on the 27th so you can see me.
We want them on the 27th because we coming in support for you. I mean, we're coming for all women, but we are coming to support you. So,
so just select the 27th. It'll give you your complimentary ticket right when you submit it, and you'll be able to just enjoy everything else that's going to be happening. But I definitely would love to see everyone come out and support.
Absolutely. Well, look, we got to come out now. We got to pack it out. So you send me the link. We got to come. We're coming out. All right, Dr. Kiki. Well, look, you have a safe trip, and thank you so much for joining me tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Make sure you come back. I don't want this to be the last time.
Oh no, I'll come back. We're gonna make it a thing.
We're gonna make it a thing. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
All right, have a great night. Enjoy your show.
You too. Bye. I told y'all I had some heat for you. I told you that I had some heat. Okay. Shout out to Dr. Kiki. Y'all make sure that you go and follow her. And please look, when I get that link, I'm gonna put the call out. I'm gonna put the hoot and the holler out. And this is the thing. I'm gonna put that link out, but I can send it to you in your messages, text message, whatever you need. We got to go out and we got to support Dr. Kiki. Okay. Now I got to take a really quick break, but I'm going to leave her information on the bottom while I take this break. And when we come back, we're going to hop into tonight's Hate It and Love It. And then I'll be having my next guest, Catherine McNeil, joining me shortly thereafter. Okay. So we'll be right back. A word from our sponsors.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can
Learn more about MzMetchi today. She's an entrepreneur, host of the Blueprint Live, media personality, professional brand ambassador, brand talent manager, commercial real estate professional, event host, beauty and fashion influencer, marketing and promotions professional. Learn more about MzMetchi by visiting MzMetchi.com for more information.
Hey y'all, it's your girl MzMetchi checking in, reminding you to shop my exclusive collection, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi, where we've got shades and everything that you need to look fly. Oh, and we also offer accessories. So ladies, put a little bit of razzle dazzle in your collection today. Be sure to shop with me and follow on social media at Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Grab your products today at MzMetchi.com/shop. All right, y'all, it's time for Hate It and Love It. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Now, let me go ahead. Let me get into these comments. What y'all talking about? Oh, y'all was telling Dr. Kiki, God bless her. Yes, she's out here doing the Lord's work, okay? Gonna get you together. Yes. She said, I see he never asked that question. Put him on blast. Auntie Tracy, I blocked them. Thank you, best friend, for clocking that T, because they was getting on there doing the most. I'm like, look, I know the people in the other places be listening to me, but when you get on with the foolishness, I didn't want them to be saying nothing crazy while we had Dr. Kiki on the show. We're not doing that. Okay. Now, getting into tonight's Hate and Love It, let's start off the spammers. Okay. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of the Forex folks. The people hopping in talking about that I want you to represent this jury line, and then you go on their page and there's nobody there. Let's have a real conversation. Are y'all ready? Let's do it. Now, the Hated and Love It this week. So first off, I actually don't have a lot of hated it. You know, I was out last week. I could have absolutely did the show, and I just didn't have the wherewithal to do that. I finally took my much needed vacation. I took my much needed vacation, and y'all, oh my goodness, Anthony and I, we had us a good time, honey, a good time. So I will say this: I loved Margaritaville. We stayed at the one in Riviera Maya, just outside of Cancun. So it was really, really nice. Now I'll say this. My hated it is the all-inclusive resorts that everything closes down super early. Like I'm a little bit of a night owl when I want to be. Okay. So when I want to go outside or when I want to play, when I want to, like have some drinks, listen to some music, especially on vacation, those are like my prime time hours. I am up. I'm like, woo, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this thing. And pretty much after about, I would say between about 10:30 to 11:30, everything was pretty much shut down. It was shut down. You had to really create your own fun. Now, I will say this, traveling with your significant other is fun. Okay. It's real fun because you could do virtually whatever it is that you want. You can sit up and talk, listen to music, have adult time, whatever it is that you feel like you need to do. So even though my hated it with the resort was that everything shut down real early, it didn't shut down really early in my world. She said they sleepy. Okay, so let me tell y'all another thing. Now, look, this is, and look, and I'm not trying to start no stuff. I am not trying to be messy. Let me be clear. I want to be very clear. So at the end of my stay, I told you all, I'm like, everything's it was shutting down a little early. So I was, a little bit perplexed about that. But, I had made my own fun, so it was okay. But at the end, when we were literally sitting, waiting for our transportation to take us back to the airport, it was very interesting. And we had not noticed it before because when we first got to the resort, they checked us in very quickly and whisked us off to our suite. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, this is good. I'm feeling the vibes. So we never got a chance to really take in some of the aesthetics from things, because naturally we were out there getting litty to titty. Do you understand? We were getting lit. So it wasn't until we were sitting in this lobby waiting for the transportation that we started noticing pineapples popping up everywhere. We're talking about in the landscaping, on the signage, woo. And at one point during the vacation, a couple points, I was just like, Anthony, it feels like, some of the non-colors, if you catch my drift, I'm like, I feel like they're kind of like looking through me, like they're looking at me, but they're like trying to figure something out. And I just couldn't put my finger on it, but I just knew I had a feeling. So again, we go back, we start spotting out all of these pineapples. Now, if you don't know, let me let you all know. The pineapples are the symbols for swingers. Okay. Now, nowhere was this advertised that this was a resort that was open to swinging. There was nothing in anything that we ever saw about this resort that said it could be some potential. But if there were pineapples everywhere that we didn't notice until our last day when we were getting ready to leave. So I was like, maybe they thought that we were there and we were on, that type of time. I don't know. That's a mystery. It really is. But yeah, that was one of the things. Now, so moving along, my other love it for this week, y'all, we had to do it again. We had to give a run back to an event. Daycation is going on November 2nd. I don't know if you all saw the promo that went out a little bit earlier this week, but shout out to DJ MH shout out to MH Productions. We are coming together to give y'all another Daycation. The one we had this summer was hot like fire, literally. Remember I told you all about how they did not have any air conditioning. Okay, it was a time, but this is the thing. Even through those hellacious predicaments. We had a time that day. We even went to kick it afterwards at Bar 91. So shout out to them too. But we're hosting this one at the Hideaway in Calumet City. So for, we wanted to give something that was a good halfway point from our city folks to our, our South suburban folks as well. And of course, Northwest Indiana too. So we want y'all to come out on November 2nd. Okay. It's $10 to get in. Please have your $10 ready. And don't try to pull the I don't have cash, because we're going to have the QR codes for you to scan in. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Get it together. We're going to need them Zelles. We're going to need those transactions to come in. Okay. But we want you all to come out. Definitely. Yes, Whitney, there were pineapples everywhere that we didn't notice at the resort until the very end. And I was just like, whoa, this is what's going on. And she said, oh, wait, finally near me. Yes. It was important for me. Like, y'all know, this is the thing. MzMetchi does not have a problem with going anywhere. I will go and drive. Like, I literally was just talking with my best friend earlier, and we were discussing her birthday plans. And I told her straight up, she's like, well, I don't want to inconvenience anybody. I don't want to inconvenience. I'm like, girl, wherever you want to go. I'm like, as long as this car suit up and boot up, we outside. Okay. We outside. So we wanted to try to have a venue that was a good midway point for our city, suburban folks, the Indiana folks, like everyone is accessible to everyone. Early arrival is strongly suggested. Come outside. Come outside. It's $5 Don Julio all night. And y'all know what the Don Julio does. The Don Julio makes you act a foolio. And quite frankly, I'm hosting that day. And I plan on completely acting a fool. I'm going to wear my most comfortable shoes. I just ordered my outfit today. We outside. Send me the link. I'm going to be there after the conference. Sis, you don't even need the link. Just pop up and have your $10 handy. $10. $10. Okay. Now, y'all know I have to catch y'all up. It's a lot of things. It's been some things that's been going on in this situation. I'm going to talk to you all about it. This is a fresh situation that happened today. So I want to give you all a little bit of a background to bring you up to where we are today. So when I was doing my event planning business, and I'm we're gonna talk about it. I'm not even gonna be messy, but we're gonna talk about it because this is a hated it. I know I told y'all I didn't have too many, but this one is good. When I was in my event planning stages, I worked with a client at one point. And I had worked with her from the event curation standpoint. So from the very start, all the way until maybe about 2 weeks before the event went on. And I was hit with a text message basically saying like, she Shawnee O'Neill'd me. Your services are no longer needed. I'm like, okay, this is weird. And it was very unfortunate. Yes, Kim, I know you remember, sis. Yes. And I definitely gave you the recap today. But this person, did that. And I mean, of course it was salty. I'm like, I had pretty much worked this entire project up until 2 weeks before, its inception. So I, of course, was a little bit upset, and it left a sour taste in my mouth. There was later on, a few years later, I did end up, connecting and becoming very close with someone that was an associate that I didn't recognize was tied to this person that I had worked with previously. And now we're closer than ever. And I'm not going to mention the name because then you're going to be putting 2 and 2 together. So we're not doing that. Y'all know I don't blast nobody on the Blueprint Live, even though they deserve to be blasted sometimes. I don't do it. I'm not doing it. But so needless to say, I want you all to keep that in mind. So a few weeks ago, one of my friends was looking for a recommendation for something. And I knew that this person, although she had kind of, we didn't work together anymore as far as that was concerned. We still kept things cordial because of our person that we have in common with one another. So I did, reach out to just ask for a, if she could just give a referral for something. But I'm like, hey, I let her know, like, hey, I'm going to make sure that if they actually do this, they actually work with your contact, that you get credit for that. It's not me. I'm just like, hey, I just want to make sure that everyone gets what it is that they need at that point. So, I get the information, or I get the contact. I didn't even get the full information, actually. And then I got another message like, hey, do you want to partner with me for my event that I have coming up the following year? I'm like, cool. I'm open to the idea, but I want to have a little bit more of a fleshed out conversation about it. Okay. So this person leaves me on red after I responded back. Now, first off, let me be clear. Let me say this, because I'm gonna talk a little bit of sugar honey iced tea with y'all tonight. It took a lot out of me to even respond in the first place, to say to this person, like, hey, I'm open to it, being very diplomatic as far as in that response. That's what I try to do. I'm like, even though if you act crazy in business, I'm not going to step off of the pedestal that I have for myself in business to match that energy. I'm like, why would I do that? There's no need for it. So to be, left on red in that instance, I was like, okay. But again, didn't take it personally. I'm like, you know what? It's cool. Maybe things got busy, couldn't respond. But, if I see that you saw it, you know where I stand as far as that's concerned. So today I get up and I'm working, and then our friend that we have in common reached out to me, and I was, she was basically kind of recruited to try to still loop me into this, but it essentially avoided the conversation that I had mentioned in our messages. And my hated it is this: the lack of accountability. It's the lack of accountability for me. And it's not just in business, but it should just be in people. We mess up sometimes. I can sit here, MzMetchi has messed up plenty of times, whether if it's at work or in business or whatever the case is. But you know what? When things happen, you have to be able to rise to the occasion and say what it is that needs to be said. And, some of my friends, they have called me confrontational sometimes, and I'm not confrontational. I'm just very direct. Okay. And I do think that there's a difference. It's a big difference. But if there's an issue at hand, it doesn't have to be rah-rah. You have to understand that when you are talking to people or letting them know that they may have upset you in some way or offended you in some manner, there's a way to have a conversation about it where it's not a confrontation. It's just literally a conversation about what it is that's on the table and figuring out what can we do to remedy that. And I if I would have had an opportunity to speak to this person, I would have said, hey, it's not any bad blood, but I was not comforted by how things went down a few years ago. So I'm hoping that in this instance now, we won't have a replay of that, and that's just how direct it is. It's not confrontational. It's not, oh, girl, you did this. I don't do drama. We are too old for drama, but it can just be a conversation. So this week, my last hated it, because I want to wrap it up because Catherine is backstage. My special guest is backstage. I'm like, forget all this hated it. I want to talk to her. But the lack of accountability has to be my hated it for this week. If you mess up, fix it. And don't try to go around. You can't get around having to take true accountability for things. If you are wrong, you're wrong. And it's being wrong. I always tell people it's never the mistake. I can't judge anybody for making a mistake, and not even judge. I don't even like to use that word, but I won't be hypercritical if you make a mistake. Okay. Even if it comes to the dynamics of maybe how you may deal with me directly, I'll never judge you for the mistake. I'll never criticize you for the mistake. But I will be taking inventory potentially of how things are redeemed, right? Because we don't want to run in the same circles or be friends or be in relationships with people that, you let them know like, hey, you wronged me in some type of way. And they're just like, I'm blind. I can't see it. I don't know. It's not a good look. We're certainly too old for that. And It's a mess. Yes, Kim. She said it's a mess. Let me get into some of these comments. They're coming in very quickly, and stuff is like trying to get jumbled up on me. But she said to match it. You know what? We talk a lot about this. I match the frequency that's for me. Okay. I don't, and especially because it's like if you are a high vibrational person, why would I go down to a low vibration with someone else? No, I'll stay where I'm at. She said you're direct. Now my auntie, no, baby, I'll cut up real quick. And it's like, the thing about it is I'm a really, really nice person. And the people that have seen me cut up, they be like, I don't want to see that no more. And I'm just like, yeah, I never wanted to go there in the first place. She said, nah, let's get rah-rah. Bye, Kim. Kim always wants me to get rah-rah. Just which she said, way too old for drama. Girl, we are beyond old. We honestly, that we should have never even had drama or anything, the stuff that we had in our 20s. Because what was wrong with us then? Thank God for therapy and the other ways that we can heal. Okay. Kim said, I'll certainly buck up for you. So don't worry. I got you. And I got you right back. I love you. Come on now, Captain. She said, I walked in at the right time. Talk about it. Yes. Look, we talking about accountability tonight. Kim said, you go low. I'm going to hell. I'm just saying. Bye. Y'all, I'm going to wrap up tonight. Hated and love it. I just had to leave y'all with that tidbit. Sometimes I have things that happen, and people should be so lucky that I'm not one of the messy media professionals where I would blast them and do all of that, because this is the thing. It's no need to do that. You got to maintain your energy. Just because people act a fool with you does not mean that you have to do that with them. But if someone in your life has told you that you wronged them in some type of way, even if in your spirit, in your spirit, in your heart, you did not do anything to them. Okay. Sometimes it's about how we make people feel. Sometimes we may not even be under the impression that we're doing that. Even if you're not 100% sure, I'm not saying apologize or do anything like that, but you could at least be open to a conversation, especially if you need them for something. I'll leave it there. I want to go ahead and bring in my special guest tonight. I'm not even going to take another break because, baby, we don't have time for that. And tonight is very special. Let me tell you all about my second guest for tonight, Catherine McNeil. First off, I told Anthony he is on this live tonight. He can vouch. I told him, I'm like, I am so excited to talk to her tonight because Catherine has been a woman that I've known since the beginning. I mean, literally the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. Okay. I want to say that I met Catherine even before I had ventured into media. I want to say I was still in event planning when I met her. That's my mind. Okay. We get old. I might not have the drama, baby, but I got the memory loss a little bit. So, but Catherine, like, when I tell you she is this woman, if I say this all the time, but for real, with Catherine, if this is someone that you don't know, I guarantee you that by the time we log off tonight, if I give y'all full support to just log right off and go to her page and follow her, because she's definitely someone that you need to know. When I tell you she is boisterous, okay, my good sis gonna say whatever is on her mind, and I'm excited. Okay, if you all have likely seen her, I did a feature with her. She was one of my very special guests for MzMetchi One-on-One, where we talked in very great detail about her business, CHBM Services. And that was a few years ago. We recorded that when we were in the midst of COVID. So I'm excited to bring her back so that we can figure out and learn more about everything that's been going on since then. So without further ado, I want to bring y'all my good sis, okay? The CEO and founder of CHBM Services, Miss Catherine McNeil. Let me bring her in now. Hey, girl.
Hey. I'm just over here cheesing and blushing. I love to be loved, honey. Love it. That is a wonderful thing.
I love you down because Catherine,
and I love you too.
We have been locked in, and when I tell you, I don't see you all the time, and I know that we don't talk all the time, but I got your back through it all because you've been there. You've been there.
Absolute same.
Now, sis, look, I saw you commented on you were the topic. Did you have a little bit that you wanted to add before we jumped in tonight?
Accountability is my thing. Like everything I do in the for-profit and not-for-profit sector is rooted in that, because I feel like it's a superpower, but it's also something that a lot of us don't like to lean into, and we like to live in a place of victimhood because it's comfortable and it's safe there, and we can avoid the guilt and all of the drama, right? But whatever side you're going to be on, there's going to be some type of drama. So I came in, I was like, oh wait, what happened?
They be trying to play with your girl, Catherine. I don't know why they try to do that.
I mean, I'm fine with it. You continue to be you, continue to show up, and what makes you comfortable. Like one of your good sis said in the comments, I am if you go low, I'm going straight to the submersible. But it's far few and in between. Like it literally has to be worth it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not happening with someone that I need. My normal route is to at least have the conversation, but you're not gonna play in my face either.
That's
So
right.
I don't have to be belligerent or ignorant, but I am very direct and I'm very clear,
I
and
love
I
that.
sleep well at night, and we'll be okay. I mean, even if you're not, I'm gonna be fine.
You're gonna be just fine.
And we're gonna move on because life is too short to be holding grudges. Life is too short to necessarily tit for tat. But every once in a while, sometimes the grievance is so egregious that you do have to show people who you are, so folks will leave you alone.
That's right. That's right. And I'm with the leave me alone team. I don't have time for it. I don't.
And that's fair. But that's why
now-
you have friends like me and your other because
because look, y'all are rah-rah. Let me tell you, my best friend Kim, she's the one that's in the comments. She's gonna rah-rah every time, Catherine. She doesn't play around. She doesn't play around. You need the hitters on your team for real. So look, I want us to catch up because well, for one, I've shared CHBM services and everything, but I want my listeners to kind of hear from you a little bit more about some of the services that you offer with CHBM.
So ultimately, we bridge the gap between the understanding of and solving problems for professionals in the workspace. And more so, we deal with the actual organizations as opposed to the individual. But of course, there's something for everyone. So when it comes to the individual, we have the affirmation deck because career and workforce development are buzzwords to some, but they are very, very real ways of life and things that you need to learn to navigate to be able to be successful in the workplace and entrepreneurship and anything having to do with business. So it might have been either 2020, it might have been 2020 because I was going through the rebrand. And I was considering being product focused as opposed to service focused because I wear a lot of hats. I work in full time. I work in HR full time, and then of course, and then of course I have Disruptive Inc., the 501c3 that I founded that supports and provides career and workforce development resources for single parents. And then of course I have CHBM services. So I have been working on being realistic in my bandwidth and all of the things. So I created the affirmation deck, which focuses on, so it's 32 cards that focuses on career development, self-esteem, accountability.
Come on now.
It's always one more that I forget. And each of the I statements that are on those cards are dedicated to you speaking kindly to yourself and giving yourself permission to do things that we sometimes don't do. So things as simple as, allowing yourself and giving yourself grace to, take a break and not do that, or stand on the shoulders of your ancestors and not necessarily have to be them, right? It's just a lot of things. And then I created the flashcard deck because something else that I know with career development being a buzzword, when I say that, people naturally think of interviewing skills, resume writing, and LinkedIn profile building, things along those lines, and job searching. And that's actually not the core components. Career development is a hodgepodge between professional leadership and personal development. So you have to know all these things and do all of these things to be able to show up and sell yourself, for lack of a better word, in the light in which you want to be received. So the career development flashcards, there's a whole backstory behind that. This in a LinkedIn article that I wrote about the miseducation of career development. But ultimately, it's like 23 cards that speak to the myths and manifestations. So similar to the affirmation deck, it deals with I statements because it helps you own and helps you to speak kindly to yourself and give yourself permission.
Okay.
But it starts with a myth. So something like one of the 23 myths that you may have heard about career development, like something as simple as the only way that I can be successful in the workplace is if I go into leadership, right?
Okay.
That's not the actual wording, but that's basically what it speaks to. And then it gives you permission to understand that success is not necessarily you going into leadership because everybody is not a leader. It's,
Right.
you
It
know,
looks different for
it
everybody.
looks very different for everyone, but it's giving you that I statement then to know, follow whatever that dream is. So I did that revamp and I've just recently started repositioning and sharing those, but I created those and I've written a slew of books and a whole
I
bunch of stuff.
know, because look, I was definitely gonna jump into that, but I want to ask you with your affirmation deck. I remember when when it was being created. Is there one out of the deck that really, that kind of sits with you or that you carry with you every day?
I wasn't ready for that. So I'd have to run to get the deck, which is not to take these
Don't do it.
headphones
No,
off.
no, it's okay.
But
So you
I
like,
do
I
like
gotta find it.
I have a special relationship with that affirmation deck because me getting to the place that I am as a whole was me literally having to go through that process of being kind to myself and speaking to myself when other people may not have or when other people may have but I didn't feel like I deserved it or I had imposter syndrome or whatever the case may be.
Oh, we've
um
all been there, girl.
so every last one of the affirmations in the deck is near and dear and special to me.
Okay. Then look, thank you for sharing. So y'all have to get the deck.
Yes,
If y'all want to know, they need to get the deck. They need to get the deck. Now, Catherine, you've always spoken about empowering people as far as like just in their career field and everything. And if you could, can you give a piece of advice to someone that may be feeling kind of stuck in whatever it is that they're doing professionally?
So naturally, I'm gonna always put the challenge out there, right? Because a lot of the stuff that's happening with us and where we are, and it goes back to that accountability piece, really doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. It's about us.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to a feeling of being stuck, I'm gonna challenge that individual um, to consider where they are
Okay.
and the why of how they're feeling. And it might sound a little too simple and it might sound corny, but
No.
when we're operating in our purpose and we're doing the things that we're supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
that stuck doesn't necessarily exist. Now we get tired, we are exhausted, we may have a feeling of burnout because it is a lot of work to do what it is that you need to do, but at the same time it's a grace and a balance there because you
Mm-hmm.
genuinely enjoy it and there's a true end game that you're trying to get to. So I charge people to consider the why behind that stuck. Is it misalignment? Is
Okay.
it unrealistic expectations? You just not necessarily where you think you should be. And if that's the case, well, what does your definition of success look like? What do
Yeah.
you need to get there? What are you doing to get there? Right? Like
And
sincerely,
kind of
what
what are
is
you
it?
doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what are you doing to get to that point? And if you check the boxes with all of those things and you have an answer for all of that, then I'm probably going to challenge you that maybe it's just not necessarily you being stuck. It's time for you to do something else, or maybe you need to do more.
Mm. Now, you know what? This is the thing. We're saying that, whenever when you get to calling things out, what are some of the responses that you usually get? Because I'm pretty sure it's like, well, I don't know. Like what?
Well, I mean, because of my reputation, people don't ask me questions unless they really ready for whatever answer I'm gonna give them.
That's right.
Because I'm not the amen corner in any way, shape, fashion, or form, and not if I care
Okay.
about you. And it's not me saying anything to hurt your feelings or to make you feel a type of way, but if I rock with you, then I see the greatness in you, and not so we're having these conversations, right? So if you ask me, then I mean that I feel like you're sincerely in that place to do that next
Yeah.
thing. A lot of us, and it's really funny because me and one of my good friends was having this conversation. the other day, because everybody's still on their growth journey. Every level you get to, it's a new level of growth that you have to achieve.
That's right.
And I said, it's a lot of people that I just see everywhere. I don't know what they do. And because of the fact that we're used to just seeing people everywhere, we assume that there's success and impact associated with the fact that we
They
just
pop
see
up
them
everywhere.
everywhere. But as a community, we've placed celebrity and success in a box where it looks like this. So it looks like you everywhere and doing all of the things.
Yeah.
So when it comes to those questions, then I'm that's one of those questions. So you've been on 8 different things, or you've, participated in 8 different
Right.
events. So what was your value add and what did you get out of that?
Mm.
Because in everything, it's about reciprocity, right?
Yeah.
It's
That's right.
how you're pouring into that thing and how that thing is pouring back in to you. From the simplest, you giving someone $1 on the street, there is an expectation tied to that. You're not necessarily from that person, but you do
Yeah.
good because you're expecting to feel good, or later on in life you might need a blessing. You're
Yeah.
not doing it for no reason. And it's the same way when it comes to where we spend our time, our energy, the people we're in relationships with. Like, everything is about reciprocity. So how are you adding value, and what are you getting out of that thing? And that's one of those things where people are like, oh, and
No
some
word. they're
some
like, I'm
people can
speaking.
rattle off the things, but in most cases, it's kind of like, let me get
Like,
back
I
to
gotta
you.
sit
Okay,
with this,
cool.
Catherine.
Yeah,
I gotta get back to this.
yeah,
Gotta get-
and do that because that's important.
yeah. Now, I didn't get a chance to ask you beforehand. Are you still doing your show?
No, no. So,
Your show was the bomb, girl. No, what's going? Why?
well, thank you for that. And me and Mr. Fluent joke about that because he always trying to get me back on the radio somewhere, and
Yes.
I hate it.
You know,
In
you know what
all
you
the
did. You know what
things.
you did. Used to say, you like, girl. I don't see how you do it. I think that's what you said.
All of this stuff is me stretching myself because it's stuff that I need to do for me to get to where it is that I want to be.
That's
But
right.
I don't have to be in the spotlight. I don't want to, and that's another reason why I was trying to focus on the products and not the services. Because
The
yes,
services. Right.
yeah, it's a bandwidth issue, but I really don't like all of that engagement and interaction is exhausting to me. I am very much a
Okay.
behind the scenes in the closet person, and it's a lot, but I do it, and people don't typically believe that I feel that way because of how I show up. But it's the flex, it's the give or take of what it is, that I'm trying to
Yeah.
do. If I gotta engage with people for a living, and I gotta look like, feel like, sound like I'm actually enjoying it, but then of course my me time is me not talking to
Right.
anybody or doing anything. So if I ain't got to talk, I'm
Right.
not. And that radio show it was a nice to have at the time. I'll still do episodes every blue moon, but yeah,
Okay.
that's your gift. It's not mine.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. You know what? And this is. I've been doing it for a while, and sometimes I'm like, you know what? I need to take a week off. That was me last week, Catherine. I was supposed to do it, and I had just came back from out of town. I'm like, and I'm not. I don't have a
Yeah,
guest. I'm good.
yeah,
I'm good.
and that might have been a blessing, and that might have helped you, right, to hold yourself accountable. Where it's time for me to have a seat.
Yeah, it's like we resting and we rejuvenating.
Yep.
But I want to know. You've done so much, and I love the fact of being able to be around to see like your rebrand with CHBM. Can you hear me okay? I know we kind of was having some issues. Okay, good. I did want to know, as far as like, what for your businesses, what legacy do you want to leave behind for Disruptive Inc. as well as CHBM?
So I use one to fund the other. The career development, the career and workforce development piece is sincerely a passion for me. So I love what I do to be able to help in that aspect. But of course, I got to eat too. So we gotta figure that out. But the two overlap all of the time. And at the end of the day, I am looking forward to creating a build the block type of environment. I am going to
Okay.
build or purchase a mixed use property where the second
Okay.
the second floors in the units or the units in the building or whatever will be single family homes for parents who are getting out on their own. And then there should be 4 to 5 storefronts in the base
Okay.
of that building that will be social enterprises. So Disruptive Inc. will manage and capitalize off those social enterprises. And then, of course,
Okay.
CHBM Services will own the building. And in those storefronts, each of the social enterprises will tie back into things that parents need that also will allow them the opportunity to learn entrepreneurial skills. So beauty barbershops, daycares,
Okay.
there has to be an event space for office space and for all of the things that we do through
Okay.
Disruptive Inc. And I'm still going back and forth in regards to whether it'll be a cleaners or a beauty or a laundromat. But that one specifically is just to help individuals learn how to manage money and to see what it's like to kind of run a business. So it'll end up being about 5. That's just some of them, but just core things that
Yeah.
are core and critical to help parents that we know they need, because everybody needs their hair done, everybody needs a
Yeah.
haircut. Daycare
That's
is a
right.
real
And if they know,
thing.
they can pass it to their
That's
kids
right.
too, so that's the benefit. That's the benefit.
So
And now,
that's
you
the
know what?
legacy.
Is it gonna be any like different events or benefits where my listeners could come and support those efforts or kind of, giving towards those efforts for you?
When I get to that point, we will have that conversation. Right now, I'm still trying to
Okay.
make sure that Disruptive is showing up and supporting the way that it needs to, and I'm starting to build that brand awareness and getting used
That's right.
to, obtaining grants and stuff, so the credit worthiness will be there. So a lot of
That's
the
right.
things that I'm doing now on both sides for CHBM Services and Disruptive is building the credit, building the notoriety, raising the
That's right.
awareness, so that when I start begging, folks are like, yes, yes, we want to help. We've seen what you've done in these other spaces. So how
Right.
can we do that?
Right. Like you said you was gonna help me
Yeah.
when you got it. So yes, no, we
So
definitely, and you already know whatever you got going on, like girl, if you let me know, I want to be able to support you in any way that I can,
I
myself as
appreciate
well as
you.
everyone that's tuning in. We're gonna help get the word out.
I appreciate you.
We definitely will. Well, look, before you leave me, is there anything else that you want to share with us?
Um, we are at the end of the event season for Disruptive Inc., but I'm here in all ways. So definitely follow me on social media. You can search hashtag Ask Catherine, like it's written at the bottom of the screen. So that's author, speaker, coach Catherine on all social media platforms, CHBM Services on all social media platforms, except for Instagram, because it's the Ask Catherine page.
Okay.
And then on the Disruptive Inc. page, disruptiveinc.org, you can get to all of the social media aspects or the link tree, whichever way you want to go.
I'm gonna give them all the links, Catherine, because I want them to get over to you.
Yeah.
And I just want to tell you, first off, thank you for taking some time. I know you are a busy lady, and you have just let me tell you, look, with Catherine, like I said, we don't talk all the time, but one thing, if you call her, she answers the call, and I certainly hope Catherine, that it's the same way. Okay.
I always
Call
got
me.
time for you.
We ready to look. We ride at dawn. Okay, like we loading up. We gotta go. But no, I'm so proud of you and just everything that you've been doing. Like I said, even from our last interview that we had on MzMetchi 101, you've done so many things. Like you looked radiant at your event, Catherine.
Thank
I
you.
was like,
Thank you.
Catherine is doing her thing. So I'm so proud of you always.
Thank you, and I'm proud of you too. And I'm grateful for you being here, and I'm grateful for your support. And when I see you, I love you too.
Yes, I'm like, when I see Catherine, I'm like, excuse me, everyone get out the way. I need my hug. I'm totally the one when I see my business girlies, I'm just like, excuse me, I need to get over here so I can hug my friend out of the way. So no, you have my support always, sis.
I appreciate you and same.
Absolutely. Well, until next time, okay, because you got to come back.
Until next time, just let me know.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. I told y'all I was bringing y'all the dopeness, okay? I told y'all Catherine is so dope. Y'all make sure that y'all go and support her, go and follow her. Ask Catherine everywhere. Okay, everywhere. CHBM Services, Disruptive Inc. Make sure that you all get in tune. I'm going to leave her information scrolling at the bottom for those that are tuning in on Facebook and YouTube tonight. I got to give y'all a quick word from my sponsors. Okay, when I come back, we got tonight's What Would You Do? Now, y'all, I'm not even going to lie. Do not miss this What Would You Do? I'm not reading it over. I might. But don't miss it, because this one, y'all, I guarantee you, it's going to have y'all in a bunch, okay? Have your panties in a bunch. We'll be right back.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Let's get into today's What Would You Do? Where we're talking about real situations with real people and offering real solutions.
Let me tell y'all how tonight's What Would You Do is cutthroat, baby. Get your liquor. This is not, get your liquor. Get your liquor. Because tonight we're going to talk about family ties and just how deep it gets. Okay, so look, this one is real short, real sweet, so listen up. My nail broke, y'all. Look at that. No, I'm not flipping you the bird. My nail, it broke clean off. I was like, what happened? What happened? Okay. I am in disbelief right now. I've been divorced since 2015 and recently just found out my ex-husband is dating my first cousin. Me and her have always been close and never had any bad blood between us. She contacted me via text to break the news to me. I don't even know how to feel. On top of that, he approached me this summer trying to link, but I declined his advances. I initiated the divorce, so I would never backtrack. I'm wondering if they dealt with one another while we were married. Let me know what I should do at this point or how to even feel. Violation. Yo, first cousin? Y'all first cousin? Renita said, oh, juicy. Ooh, is right. Yo, first cousin getting down with your ex-husband? Ooh. That is too much drama for me, girl. First off, she said she want to know what she should do. Be your own kind. Hey, Renita, she said, girl, keep moving forward. Yeah. Immediately, quickly, fastly, hurriedly. So for those that are just coming in, I see a few of you all peeking in for tonight's What Would You Do? This young lady, she's been divorced since 2015. Her ex-husband is now dating her first cousin. She's wondering what she should do. First off, we talked about boundaries for tonight's Hate It and Love It. We talked about that. I'd get away from both of them. Whitney, not when we just said it. I'll give you a quick synopsis. The young lady's been divorced since 2015. Her first cousin texted her to let her know that her and her ex-husband were now dating. Her ex-husband is dating her first cousin. Yeah, the first cousin. Because I want to be very clear about it being the first cousin. The first cousin. Because it's a difference. It's not like this is your fourth or your fifth cousin. This is your first cousin. What I would do in this situation, to keep it quite simple, I wouldn't deal with either of them. I'd never have her around my home, and I definitely wouldn't have her in the vicinity of anyone that I was dating or seeing at that time. Keep moving forward. You got the inkling to get a divorce from this man for some reason. And the fact that he went back to date your first cousin, of all the women in the world. And this is the thing, men are outnumbered by women. You could have one man and he could be dealing with multiple people. But for him to deal with your first cousin, and that was his default. And then you had to find out. Yeah, Whitney, the cousin contacted her via text to break the news, is what she said. Be your own kind. Wait, how did she find out? Via text. She found out via text. She said, yeah, the first cousin. Absolutely. And for how long? We don't know how long that they've been dating. That was not included in tonight's What Would You Do? But I mean, the fact that they were dating or doing anything at all. And let's be honest, dating is AKA, you know the vibe. You know what they was doing. Dating is sex. That's it. They hunching. Okay. What's up, Bobby? That second cousin would have been cool. You know, bye, Bobby. No, you shouldn't be doing that. If I have brought this man around, he was married to me. Okay. This is my husband. You are my family member. Why do you want to date my ex-husband? Make it make 1,000% sense at this point. What? Girl, leave both of them alone. I wouldn't say anything to them at all. I wouldn't say anything. And it's probably going to take everything. And you know what? This is what I would tell you to do, because look, I am not the type of person. I'm very much so. If you all know, as I've been on my healing journey, I understand the importance of getting it out. Okay. So what I would do is this. If you look back at that text message, I'm sure you feel prompted to respond. You just like, I got to say something to this raggedy hoe that done sat up here, my first cousin, that messed with my ex-husband, not my ex-boyfriend. This is not just a boyfriend. This was her ex-husband. Let me be clear, because it is a difference. This is not, it's a difference. It is a difference. Sorry. This wasn't just no little boo thing. This just wasn't her little, her little whoop-de-whoop. This was her husband. Whatever message that you wanted to send her back as a reply, type it up. Type it up in like your Google Keep or your iPhone notes, whatever y'all use with y'all iPhone. I don't know. I don't know. What is it? Drop it in the comments. I don't know. I use Google Keep notes. No shade, no tea. But type it up. Type that response. Type it. Type it out. Type out your feelings. Type out whatever it is that comes up for you. Whatever you wanted to say to your cousin, to your husband, whatever. Type the responses. Like, y'all trifling, y'all a fool, y'all wrong, this is bogus. Type it out. But do not send it. Okay? Get them people out of your life. Get them people up out of your circle. They are toxic. They are snakes. Please remove them from your life. Please. She said, I blame the cousin. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because my whole thing is that, look, and this is we're not even about to go into no male bashing or whatever the case is, but we know that with guys that they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to do what they want to do. And this is the thing. A man, unless it's forcible, we're talking about consensual sex here. A man cannot have sex with you if you don't allow it. Okay. If you don't allow him into your honey pot, he can't do those things with you or to you. Okay. So the man was going to be the man, but you, as my family member, like, we share blood, we share ties. You should not be wanting to share bodily fluids with somebody that I have shared bodily fluids with. You shouldn't want that. I mean, how long you been wanting him? Yeah. It's given like, girl, you had your eye. And then Whitney said, Texas diabolical. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bobby said, gotta practice discernment, especially with family. MFs be wanting your whole life. Right. Your whole thing. Exactly. How long she been wanting him? I'm with you. Yeah. My whole thing is just like, I definitely would feel like that you are trying to, like, you've been had your eye on my husband for you to get at him like that. She said, Latifah, hey sis, you want my leftover? Tell the kind person she has no standards at all. Right. That part. It's giving sneaky link vibes. I agree. No text needed. Yeah. Now, Rita, I don't agree that she should reply to the text. But if she wanted to say something, I do agree with having some type of way to get it out. Whether if you write it out, you put it on your notes, but never send it. Like, get that energy up off of you, because I think that that will make anyone feel some type of way. Like, even 2015 is a long time ago, technically. It's still bogus. It's still, it doesn't take away from the disrespect or just the dishonor in the whole situation. Blocked. She said, child, I need an adult beverage. Girl, a little bit more than that. Okay. A little bit more than that. Yeah. So my vote for this one, she said, woo, sharing ping pong. Yeah. My vote for this one, honestly, I wouldn't say anything to them. I wouldn't go to any family events. I would have, start setting some very firm boundaries with your family to let them know, like, hey, due to cousin so-and-so, cousin Faith. Was that the name for the one on y'all have to tell me. And she, my husband, like that type of energy. Keep that energy from around you. Don't even go around them people. You don't got to go around no family members. If they tell you that you're doing too much or whatever the case is, then you let them know. Have them sleep with your ex and then tell me how you feel. Okay. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to be around people, and understand just because somebody is your family member don't mean that they won't snake you out harder than somebody on the street. And you better know it. You better know it. So that's my thoughts on that one. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments while I take a quick break. When I come back, we're going to jump into tonight's What's Happening, What's Up. And baby, we got some things to talk about. I got some updates and some news that you could definitely use. We'll be right back.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Time to get into what's happening and what's up in these streets. Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Now, before I hop into tonight's What's Happening, What's Up, let me see what's going on in these comments for those that are tuning in on our Facebook and YouTube. Cousin Faith, y'all already know that cousin was giving Cousin Faith. Oh, Kim, we moved on, but basically tonight's What Would You Do? Girl, this girl, she got divorced in 2015, and her first cousin is dating her ex-husband and told her via text, girl. Clock that T, clock that T, clock that T. Now, jumping into tonight's first story for What's Happening, What's Up, because I've had y'all here for a little while, so I want to keep you while I got you. Walgreens is closing over 1,200 stores over the next 3 years, okay? Walgreens say they have been struggling. So, y'all better use your points. Don't hold on to them. Chanel said, Cousin Faith need to get whooped because that's wild. Absolutely. And so does the cousin that was mentioned in tonight's What Would You Do? Needs a whooping of the highest degree. The highest. Okay. Now, I really, really love to hear this new story. I used to work with the population that had different developmental disabilities, and ComEd's Energy Force Ambassador Program just opened, and they open applications specifically for individuals with different developmental disabilities. So I'm really liking the fact of seeing more inclusiveness as far as with just different underserved populations. So shout out to ComEd for doing their thing and making sure that they have launched this program. It's a training program that is strictly for those that have developmental disabilities. So, shout out to them. We got to be a little bit more progressive. So I love that for them. Be your own kind. Not we stuck with CVS. Lord no, baby. Just take me to Walmart. Walmart's. I don't think Walmart's going to be closing any stores. The last time I seen a Walmart store close was in Matson, and they came back bigger, better than ever. In Richton Park. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go with that. CVS, I would never like. CVS is literally the last resort because who has time for that? Anyway, moving along. Now this one was funny, and it's crazy because I literally had just looked this story up. Wait a minute, Whitney, I'm gonna cry. I love Walgreens. LOL. CVS is something else. Yeah, girl, like they like 60 to 70% up on the markup. Y'all, why are people hacking the robot vacuums? If you all have a EcoVac robot vacuum, they have been able to hack it. Okay. Customers have reported seeing the robots chase them around their homes and also being barraged with a lot of profanity being screamed at them via the robot vacuum. So if you all know the little vacuums that move about your house and they are constantly picking up stuff off the floor and doing all of that stuff, yeah, if you have an EcoVac one, they are able to hack it. They are cussing you out and chasing you throughout your home. I just wanted to let you all know, okay? Yeah, they're hacking them, sis. They got the robots cussing the folks out. And you know, they're chasing them around the house and screaming profanities at them. I didn't even know that the little vacuums could talk, let alone. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that there. That movie iRobot is happening. Absolutely. I know y'all been seeing the TikToks and the reels and stuff of like the little like robot thing, and they're like, oh, my robot's face when I tell them to take a charge for me or whatever. Yes, I'm serious, Renita. I wish I wasn't. She said, not the attack of the vac robot is giving get a bat. Yeah, like my whole thing is like, baby, when I tell you I would take that thing out to the garbage so quick and or take it outside and A-Town stump it to oblivion. To oblivion. If my vacuum is chasing me around the house and cussing me out, you have my location, you have different things on me. I have to A-Town stump this and take it and throw it out in the trash behind a gas station or something. Yeah, I keep a bat. I keep a gat. Pew, pew, pew. Gone. Vacuum. Done. Like, not the vacuum that cussed me out. So yeah, y'all keep a bat. I keep a gat. All of that. And she said, we're not keeping it in the house. Yeah, you know, it's just like, this is a vacuum. Why are you cussing me out? Now, let me talk to y'all about, now Bobby gonna get a kick out of this if he's still on tonight. Dalton, Illinois. Did you all hear that Tiffany Haynard is, she announced this week that she's running for re-election? Is this thing on? Is everyone okay out there? I'm just trying to figure it out. Tiffany Haynard announced that she's running again for office. If the people in her village let her continue to run for office, I don't want to see another news story about it in 2025. 2024 will be the last year that you all can complain about what's going on in y'all village if y'all re-elect her with all of the foolishness and things that have been going on. Bobby said Tiffany Haynard gonna win. That's the sad part. I believe that that's the case. I believe it. I do. Whitney said, wait, not re-election. If there was never anyone that was in office that needed to have several seats, Latifah said, oh no, those were my thoughts. Hold on, Whitney. She said, it's crack if they re-elect her. Baby, meth, crack, heroin, bath salts. I'm trying to think of other like egregious drugs that people could be on. It's yeah. Bobby, is Trump gonna win? No. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. And this is the thing. Let me be clear, because y'all know I've said this to you all so many times on the show. Personally, all of our candidates that we have right now, I'm a little bit like side eye every time. But you know what? This is an election where we are voting for our best interest. And right now, me maintaining all of my full reproductive rights, me having all of my full reproductive rights and having the ability to have a say for what happens with my body reproductive wise, that's important to me. So if, in saying that, you should know where I stand. Even though I don't stand there as confidently as I may have during other administrations, I do stand on that side. So I'm hoping that he doesn't, because that side does not, they think that we should go back and be like a Handmaid's Tale. Now, I haven't seen the show. I've only heard about it, but it sounds like they set them back several hundred years. And I think that that's what that side may be potentially trying to do to us. Be Your Own Kind says, stuff like this makes me scared of the presidential election. Frightened. Okay, Latifah, if he do, I'm moving out of space. Take me. Make sure they got good bandwidth so I can still do the show. The fact that we have to say hopefully for Trump winning is what makes it scary. Right. That show was a mess. The hottest of messes. It was. Let's see. What did Bobby say? I'm trying to get his comment up there and it's not coming up. If you can get black market Ozempic, you can get black market Planned Parenthood. Yeah, I want you to stick around for tonight's topic, because we talking about just that, not black market Ozempic. Jesus, Jermaine Christ. Moving along. So y'all know I love Ari Lennox, because I just feel like she's an amazing artist. But why are they putting it in the news about the fact that she's making a permanent departure from social media? Who cares about if you get off of social media? This goes for anyone, even people like that's in our regular neighborhoods and people that we know, family members and friends. They're like, I'm just announcing to y'all that I'm finna leave Facebook. Bye. Why do we care about that? We don't. No one cares. Why it's news, I don't know. But I just wanted to share it with you all. And that's not a piece of news that you can use. But I just want to share how absurd it was. Moving along, Megan Thee Stallion is officially getting a documentary. Okay, her documentary is entitled Megan Thee Stallion in Her Words. Okay, this is set to be released on October 31st. So it's coming out on Halloween. It's coming out on Halloween. So we get to hear things from her perspective. Okay. It's going to be on Prime Video. Will you all be watching? Let me know in the comments. Whitney said, who cares? I've been on and off of Facebook for a while and didn't announce it. Thank you. Thank you, Whitney. Thank you for just getting off of social media and not making a big to-do. Thank you. Be Your Own Kind. She leaves social media every 3 months. She should stay gone this time. Respectfully. She said she's always quitting something. I'm not commenting on that. But I agree. Bobby, Meg Thee Stallion should remix Who Shot Ya. That beat so dope. It's a dope beat. What is Meg gonna say that we haven't heard? Girl, she's saying it in her words. Now, her words. Did y'all see Tyra Banks work the runway for the end of the Victoria's Secret show for this year? She thicker than a snicker, ain't it? Oh, I was like, Tyra Banks thick, baby. I said, I bet you everybody that she berated and called a fat ass on America's Next Top Model, I know they was at home ready to spit on the carpet. Do you hear me? to spit. You know, they was hotter than fish grease. They was hotter than fish grease. Okay. Tyra Banks look good though. I don't care. And I'm just like this. I don't care if she used to be Ray Charles and all that other stuff in the back. We was fat. She looks so good though. But baby, when I tell you, every time I saw the video of her doing her catwalk, and baby, she still got it. The walk, the talk, the everything, baby. Tyra Banks is still that girl. She's still that girl, okay? She was looking good. Yeah, she was looking good. Let's see, but what did he say? Why is this not allowing me to show these comments? Her body done caught up with that forehead. That is not nice, Bobby. Tyra never fat shamed, but she shamed everything else. Shame you down. She said, baby, she was eating her cornbread and greens. Baby, she had some oxtails too. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it. And that just reminded me, I need to start shopping for my oxtails so I can have it for Thanksgiving. Side note. Let's see. Renita, I think that was a full circle moment because she starred back in the day when she was a Victoria's Secret model. Yeah, I remember that. I remember she said that somewhere in like a documentary or something. She looked amazing. Bobby a mess. Yeah, Bobby is a true mess. Now, okay, Diddy news. So there were, you know, this is all allegedly that his baby oil stash was laced with the date rape drug. That's unfortunate. And it's like you rub it on your body because it's supposed to make you feel all whatever. People that try to take physical from others when they are the type of person that could get it willingly, freely, without any discord, I'll never understand that. I'll leave that at that. Because unfortunately, I feel like we're going to be talking about him for a while. But here is something that I feel like as we wrap up for tonight's What's Happening, What's Up. Live Nation was hit with a class action lawsuit over their Ticketmaster data breach. Okay, now I know if you've been to a concert or any event where you had to purchase it through Ticketmaster, likely your information was compromised at some point. Okay, if you've been a user on that platform, at least within the last 5 to 6 years, you were definitely compromised. So there's a class action suit that will be going against them. So keep your eye out on that. Sign up. Definitely. If you bought tickets within the last, I would say, hell, 5 to 10 years, you need to be signing up for it when it comes out, when they release that link for you to sign up. Go ahead, get your $10. They're going to send it to you via Zelle. Y'all know all these class action lawsuits. It's crazy. It's crazy. She said, not Diddy news. Y'all funny. The Diddler, he did it. All of it. That's deep. Woo, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, to have to put it on your body, like, dang, what? Said it was over 100 bottles. He had someone on payroll doing that all day, huh? Right. That's what and I think it was 1,000, sis. They reported it was like 1,000 bottles. For real. I will be on that. I'm definitely part of that lawsuit. For sure. Girl, yeah, that's what I'm like, Ticketmaster, I'm like, y'all been taking from us for years. Yes. Get your $10. Get your $10. Get your $10.78. You know they give you that little change to put a little razzle dazzle on it. Y'all know these shoes. I think the highest one that I got was like $100, and it was just due to me. I'm like, oh, not y'all was scanning my face. What? 1,000? Yes, sis. 1,000. Add another zero. Add another zero. So that's what's happening and what's up in the streets. Okay, got to take a really quick break, and I'm gonna keep it real brief because baby, we done been here for not a long time, but you know, a good time. But when I come back, we're gonna hop into tonight's topic. Be right.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, And they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types. And baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. Now it's time for the Blueprint Live's topic of the day. Let's get into it.
Y'all, I was literally sitting up here and I was like, man, of course I didn't cook today because I've been working, but I'm like, do I want some ghost pepper wings from Popeyes, Lord? Is that what you have for me? Anyway, moving along. Tonight's topic. So look, body goals, enhancements, medical help, or a natural path. What's your take? That's what we're talking about tonight. And I'm going to share my perspective with y'all, okay? Shout out to my sponsor, Live Long Health. Bobby said Jermaine Jackson should be questioned. Very oily guy. Bye. He wasn't passed out, Bobby, so I don't think we need to do that. But look, let me tell you one thing that I have. I'll tell y'all something that happened where I'm just like, I know that like the shade and all that other stuff is real. Okay. Let's go back. So a couple weeks ago, actually before I left to go on vacation, I posted my before and after pictures because it's no secret, baby. Let me tell y'all this. Anyone that I work with on the show that is, that you hear about them every week or whatever the case is, these are my partners for the show. We genuinely support each other. We rock with each other. We work together. Okay. And since I've been working with Live Long Health, it has changed my life, right? So I posted my before and afters, and there were, I kid you not, and I don't think it's a coincidence. Again, now for me, if it's not directed, it's not respected, but it was just the timing. So go with me here. So after I made my post, there was one young lady, and I went to high school with her. It was funny. She's like a year under me, but she had like put, she liked the post or whatever the case is, the one where I showed like my weight loss and everything, because it's no secret I have had medical help. I have no problem with saying that, but she just liked the picture. I was like, okay, cool. And then I kid you not, like maybe a few minutes afterwards, I had come off Facebook and did all the other stuff, and then I logged back on. And she was just like, oh, it was basically a status like, people that, get surgeries or they use medicine or different things like that to help them, like they're cheating and all this other stuff. Like, and it was like a weird coincidence. But I felt like I'm like this. I was like, well, you just saw this. This is kind of odd timing, but whatever. Again, not directed, not respected. But that is a perspective that I see a lot of the times. Like people will look kind of down or frown upon people that have taken different measures to get themselves together, to get their bodies together. And I really just wanted to talk about it because like what's the take? What's you all's take on it? Because for me, I just feel like whatever someone decides to do for themselves or for their body is their personal choice. And it's really not something that should be up for debate or up for question, but we find that it's a lot of that goes on. Let's see. Bobby said, I vote natural. On another note, I want that chicken nugget Big Mac. True tea. Let's have a conversation. I natural is good. We're going to jump a little bit further into that. I don't eat, trashy or do anything like that. I actually really only like the cookies and like a Sprite or something from McDonald's, but I'll rock with a McChicken from time to time. But I would be lying if I said that when I saw a preview of that sandwich that it did not make me feel away. I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to lie. It does look good. The big back in me, because this is the thing. I still want to continue on my weight loss journey and I want to lose weight and do all that other stuff, but I still have a big back that lives inside of me. I have a big back. If you're a former big back, the former big back will always live inside of you. Yeah. Be your own kind. She said, me too. Ain't no shame in it. The medical care is there for a reason. Absolutely. Like, I try to use my platform to really just genuinely be real and to talk to you all about the different things. And it's been no secret, if you have been a supporter of my show, if you've been rocking with me for a while, you know some of the different things that I went through. And here's the reality. I've been a plus size woman my entire life. I mean, from when I was a little girl, I was even, I was a thicker little girl. It's just been something that was always a part of my life. And as I got older, I, definitely, you always hear like lose weight or do different things. And for me, I was very active. Like you would have looked at me probably a few years ago and been like, she just sits and stuffs her face. And meanwhile, on the other side, I wasn't doing any of those things, but for some reason, I wasn't able to lose weight and I was carrying very heavily in my midsection. That was just the reality of what I was going through. And it wasn't until last year when I learned a little bit more about what it was that my body was actually going through, unbeknownst to me, having endometriosis, and with it being at stage 4, my body was going through things internally that even if I wanted to, I could have went on 1,000 diets. I could have taken 1,000 pills and did all of those things. I could have even probably went and got surgery. It was going to continue to be like that until I got more extensive help. So I was very blessed last year. I had my sister on here, Dr. Kiki, my sponsor, Live Long Health, Diamond. Shout out to Diamond. I connected with them, of course, last year when we were all inducted. And Diamond, she's just like, hey, sis, like this, I offer these types of services. Come and see me. And I went to her on January 1st of this year, and walking through her doors was the best thing that I could have done for myself. Okay, the best thing, because not only was I able to get help, I did get medicinal help as far as that was concerned. We also went with a holistic approach that has helped me tremendously. It's no shame. I have no shame. I'm like, I will tell you, I'm like, Live Long Health, baby. You better use promo code Blueprint. Get with her, and even if it's not just Live Long Health, we want you to go with her, go with my sponsor, y'all. But outside of that, if it's somebody or if there's a care team that's going to take care of you, then do it. If you feel like you got to go have that surgery, all I would say to the ladies is my take on it, do your research and go to the right surgeon. Okay? Stop going to these surgeons that's going to make y'all look like ants and do all of that other stuff. Have somebody that's going to go with your natural contouring of your body, but to genuinely enhance it and not make you look like no goddamn on fool. Because you're better than that. You look better than that. That's my take. Okay. So you can't have no shame if you're going to do it either. Stand on it. Just wish, she said, haters, and it's hard work. Trust me. Yeah. No matter which route that you go, like this is the thing. Just because you may take a medicinal approach, if you take a surgical approach, if you take the natural approach, there is still maintenance and things that's involved in that. No matter what facet you choose, because you could go get the surgery and gain the weight right back, right? I could take my medicine that I take or whatever the case is, and then still choose to be whatever. Like, does my spirit want some Popeyes? Absolutely. Absolutely. But when I leave here, am I gonna go and get a salad or at least get something healthy? Absolutely. And even if I get some Popeyes, I ain't gonna go dog on it like how I used to do on my big back days. It's gonna be sensible. Like, since you don't need all 12 wings, you probably only really need 4. Stop. Like, get it together. She said, right, all the routes take work. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just Wit said Jamal had that Big Mac and he said it's decent. Wait, he had the Big Mac, the McChicken one? I'm curious. Don't get that chicken nugget Big Mac. It was horrible. Wait, Renita, you tried it? What? Wait, that chicken Big Mac is nasty. Wait a minute, y'all was trying it? Nobody told me nothing. It's so mental. It was the Thousand Island dressing that threw me off. Okay. Yeah, see, I like a little Thousand Island. I ain't gonna lie. This shout out to Zachary. He put that into my life early, very early. Wait a minute. Okay, we got Big Bags checking in. Come on, Whitney. Come on now, sis. And let me, Whitney, let me tell y'all about my good sis, Whitney. In our former Big Bag days, but even now, because we don't even be on Big Bag status like how we used to, but in our former days, let me tell you, when her and I got together, we was gonna eat down, okay? The best brunch spot, the best eateries, the best bars, okay? We were having the finest cocktails, crafty, okay? Yes. Wait a minute. Yeah, Renita, we done went to some good Mexican spots. Renita had me on the Mexican spot. The Mexican. Okay. The hardest part is losing my stomach down. Latifah, same. Like for me, when I found out that I basically, the illness that I suffer from is an inflammatory disease, I'm like, well, no wonder why I wasn't able to lose weight in these spaces. And I was wondering, why is everything so hard right now? And I had a whole inflammatory disease. Like if I would have tried to do it on my own, I could have probably had some success, but there was nothing wrong with seeking out a medicinal approach anyway. It just wasn't. Like, it is what it is. She said, yes, I want a little Harold's though. Just a little bit. Like at Harold's, if I want Harold's now, instead of going to go get the 6 wing, I might get a 3 wing. It's just different. It's differently different. Let's see, Bobby. Let's see. Long term. Hold on. I want to get his comment back up before it goes away. Long-term negative ramifications are surfacing about gastric bypasses from early in the century. I'll try natural forever. And this, you know what? The thing about it is I respect that, Bobby. I respect that. And one thing I will say about Bobby is I love the fact that that's his stance. But if you go, because first off, y'all should be following Bobby anyway, because he is a comedian and he's funny as hell. But outside of that, he's not ever ripping on anyone that goes alternatively, right? Like for me, it's like you can have that stance, but why are you ripping the next person for whatever it is that they're trying to do? Like that's the part that will never really, it just doesn't sit well. She said, yes, girl, he had it and said it was fine. I like Thousand Island. Me too. And we did used to feast. Absolutely. Our own kind. Let me see. He was trying to flash me out. Y'all trying to take me out? Like, what's going on? I'm just going to read it. She said, I like the Thousand Island on the burger, but not the chicken. Ew. I can understand that. 12 wings, 2 drinks, and a boat of fries, period. And would tear it up every time. Tear it up. She said, enchiladas. I'm hollering. Thousand Island on a cheeseburger was my ish in college. Girl, when I tell you, you couldn't tell me that we was not a McDonald's, especially back in college. Okay. Now, with some of the with the pros and cons, I would just encourage everyone that whatever path you decide to go on, make sure you're doing your research. Okay, looking at the pros and cons of each. I had gotten to a place where honestly, y'all, I didn't have much else to lose but the weight to reach my body goals. I was at the time I was on a time crunch for having to use a certain thing. And I'm going to tell my story soon. I've been telling y'all this and I'm still trying to formulate it, because you know how when life is happening to you, you are trying to navigate it and wondering like, okay, it's like if I share, I got to be able to get on the other side of things. So I really want to be able to talk to you all, because I had started a vlog last year when I had my surgery and when I ran into some different things and was on a fertility journey. And, going through that journey, things got very challenging. So it was really hard to share. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to share all of that with everyone. But it was just like, hey, if you choose different enhancements or any type of help, or you choose to stay on the natural path, like definitely make sure that you are just 100% knowledgeable and aligning yourself with all of the things that you should. That is honestly my take. Knowing your risk and, knowing whatever your reward is. But if y'all gonna go and get y'all bodies done, please, like save the money, go to Dr. Miami, go to someone that's experienced. I'm tired of seeing the bad ones. Like, I'm just like, oh, and I be sitting up there wishing I could have gave them some of my stomach or something. Like, I'm like, can I give you my stomach so you can put it in your booty so it don't look like that? Respectfully. Just with people also don't follow directions with these weight loss methods. That part. If they're not following the directions, you're not getting the full reward anyway. Get it together. Latifah, when the time comes, it will come out and it will help someone. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm getting closer and closer to sharing, Latifah, and shout out to Latifah. Like her and we connected, and I thank you so much for just always your support. You are absolutely amazing, and I'm thankful for that. And Latifah is always giving an encouraging word, like when I do share, because it's hard. It's like when you are experiencing different things, it's hard to go through to go through that. And I know definitely with the body goals, that was something that was a highlight and something I wanted to work on this year. And I feel good, like I always felt good. And then this the thing, let me tell y'all, and I think I told y'all this was my hated it before when I shared my weight loss pics the first time. People be like, girl, you were beautiful before and after. I'm just like, I know. I be trying to find like a response so I don't sound like as vain as I probably am a little bit, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, Latifah, I know you follow me on TikTok. I follow you too, sis. Yes, girl. You already know. We been locked in. I be loving to see her videos. Let me tell y'all, Latifah be out here sexy. Okay, she be out here sexy. But and we definitely I put my blog on there for everything. So I'm gonna do that. But look, I didn't kept y'all long enough. When we come right back, because I love y'all down, like for real, for real. When we come back, we're gonna close out with tonight's quote of the night. And I think this gonna help somebody. I'll be right back.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, MzMetchi, checking in. Reminding you to shop my exclusive collection, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi, where we've got shades and everything that you need to look fly. Oh, and we also offer accessories. So ladies, put a little bit of razzle dazzle in your collection today. Be sure to shop with me and follow on social media at Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Grab your products today at MzMetchi.com/shop. Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types. And baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. Thank you so much for all of my listeners for tuning in. And now it's time for the quote of the night.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi, and it's time to close out with tonight's quote. Let me go ahead and get things queued up here. We had a good time tonight. I think we had a good time. What about you all? One day it just clicks. You realize what's important and what isn't. You learn to care less about what other people think of you and more about what you think of yourself. You realize how far you've come, and you remember when you thought things were such a mess that they never recover. And then you smile. You smile because you are truly proud of yourself and the person you fought to become. Okay? Clock that T. Okay? It just clicks one day. All I will tell you all is this. I tell you that every week the quote of the night finds me. It finds me. And this one definitely found me. And I felt like it definitely went in alignment with our topic. In our lives and in the things that we want to achieve, even outside of our body goals, it could be your career goals, family goals, whatever it is, you're going to run into things sometimes. You're going to run into opposition, challenges along the way. But when you truly step into your power of being your true and authentic self, shout out to Be Your Own Kind. Her whole message in her business is about really stepping up to the plate and genuinely being yourself. And I love the fact that in every day and in everything that I do, I get to truly walk in that. And I hope and I wish that for everyone that's tuning in, for everyone that will receive this message tonight, that you are walking in your true, authentic self. And that if it hasn't clicked for you yet, that one day it does, okay? That nothing else matters. As long as you are moving in the way that you should and moving in your destiny, okay? Whatever you want in this life, if it's good and it's for you, it's already yours, okay? It is already yours. Be happy, smile. I tell you what, 2024 came in, and I have to be 100% honest with you, whooped my black ass. Do you hear me? Whooped on me in ways that you would not even Understand? Okay. And it really started last year. I'm just like, now we about to go into 18 months of the buffoonery. Okay. Legitimately, so many things from left to right, all of that stuff. But in walking in my true self, I'm proud of those things that I overcome. Even September was crazy, y'all. A fool. If y'all my people for real, like my people that talk to me often, y'all know September was off the chain for me in so many ways. I'm like, woo! When I tell you stuff went down, up, to the left, to the right, all of that, it was a problem. Okay. I find time to just still smile through it all because I'm like, as I sit here in October, halfway through it, I'm just like, okay, Lord, I made it. Thank you. Be proud of yourself always. That's the word that I wanted to leave you all with. Shout out to Be Your Own Kind. Y'all, Divas Giving is coming. Okay. November 16th, if you're not in the building, what is you doing? Okay. What is you doing? Hey, just with, I don't know what that emoji is. I'm going to read it back. She said, but you coming out of it much stronger. Hey, sis, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. Just Wit said, and you still thriving. Thank you. You know what? Look, things get a little bit hard, but that's okay. You know, that's okay. I'm not gonna get to preaching tonight. We're not gonna do that, okay? Because we'll go into the word real quick, and I don't want to. Because I just really want to I want to speak to somebody because I know we all going through things. It could be at your job, in your house. It could be in your business, whatever it is. Please, y'all, find a way to persevere. Find a way to push through. I want to share with you all just a few things before we get out of here tonight. A lot of exciting things that are coming up. Okay. On the 26th of this month, I'm going to be a part of a virtual conversation called From Rage to Calm. This is going to be hosted by my girl, Keita LaShawn. Again, it's virtual. It's free to register. Okay. But I will be one of the keynote speakers, and I'm going to be speaking about turning rage to calm. Okay. Just the whole overhaul of what that looks like and how to really navigate. Because I think a lot of times that people tell you to push through, but they don't really give you a lot of the fundamentals of what some of those practices look like. So I'm really, really excited to share a little bit of my experience because I've certainly have to overcome some really, really big challenges. And I want to be able to share some of those things with those that actually tune in that day and that are a part of the conversation so that we can really talk and really help people go from a place where it's just like you're feeling resentment, you're feeling all of these different emotions, and going to a place of being calm in your life, being cool, collected, and moving forward. So I hope that you all can join me for that conversation. I've been dropping the details on all my social media. So please make sure that you're following MzMetchi and the Blueprint Media Company everywhere. Okay. Of course, Daycation is coming up on November 2nd. And next week, after I wrap up the show, I have Renita Greenleaf joining me. And I also have Renita Betts that's going to be a guest on the show. We're talking about Divas Giving and everything. And afterwards, we are headed to the Chais Up Showcase at Collab over in Bronzeville. So it's going to certainly be a busy next couple days. So y'all stay in tune. Make sure that you're following me. Definitely come out to support Daycation. Shout out to MH Tuda, MH Productions. We're definitely coming together, and we just want to provide a safe environment for young adults like ourselves to come out, have a drink in peace, have a good time, shake that ass. Let me see you shake that ass. Okay. Come and just, and enjoy a cozy environment. I am booking the birthday party. So if it's your birthday coming up, it's your girl birthday party, it's your dude birthday party, it's your whatever, your cousin, your first cousin, it's their birthday. You want to book them a party, please make sure that you reach out to myself or MH. We can definitely get you set up. I love y'all. And until next week, bye.